Today guys, I'm really excited to test all the new features that I can benefit in my SliderONE V3 from Edelkrone. I got new gear and I'm in a place where I can show you probably amazing results. But first, let's jump in my house for a little introduction about what you need to get the most out of your motorized slider. In 2024, I decided to make an upgrade and invest in a new Canon RP. That's right, this one. Canon had an amazing promotion and I just couldn't resist. Compared to my trusty M50, the RP have a bigger sensor and the picture quality is significantly better. Video quality is similar, just the higher ISO settings have less noise. One function that I really missed on the M50 and the RP have is the internal intervalometer. Others include bulb timer for long exposure shots and separate dials for aperture and shutter speed. But the most important was the remote cable port right here, which is the main reason for my purchase. The port allows me to fully utilize the capabilities of my Edelkrone SliderONE V3 and control the camera with incredible precision. That's why I also bought the shutter cable from Edelkrone. Easy said, now I can program the time-lapse mode in the slider and it will take a picture at an exact moment. The slider sends a signal to the camera to take a picture. After taking it, it moves and sends signal again, and so on to the end of the desired time-lapse time. And that is the best solution for moving time-lapses with it. I can now synchronize the slider's movements with perfect timing for capturing shots. And simplified, if you want to get the best of your Edelkrone slider, you need a camera with remote cable port and the corresponding cable from Edelkrone. Now let's jump back to the forest and see how I set it up. Alright, so here is my backpack where I got my SliderONE, and I also got this Z-mounting plate that I will attach to the slider. I know that Edelkrone have similar Z-plates, which is probably better, but I already got this one, so I decided to use this instead of buying another one. I'm gonna mount my camera onto this plate, so I can adjust the angle. If I put the slider angled a little bit, probably on a 45-degree incline or decline rate, I can level up my camera with this plate, for example, like that. And you can see here is the level and the slider is on an angle. So on the top of the tripod I have a panel head which have quick release, and I'm gonna attach this plate to the slider. You can see on the bottom of the slider there is a thread and I'm attaching the plate. So that way the slider will stay on top of the tripod. That's the setup for now. I'll put this on the side. It's probably too light to use this lens because I have only a variable ND, but I'm gonna chase very long exposures, so I'm gonna change the lens. I'm gonna use the official
Canon converter from RF to EF lens, and I'm gonna use my 24 millimeters Canon EF USM lens because I have ND 1000 on the lens, but also I have a CPL filter, and I'm gonna use it to cut the glares from the water. Now I'm gonna screw in the camera. And now here is the magic. I have the shutter release cable. So I'm gonna connect the shutter release cable for a time lapse from the slider right here. To my camera. You can see here is the Canon RP shutter release port, and I'm ready to go. Let's find a good, nice spot that I wanna put the slider on a time-lapse mode and show you what the benefit of the shutter release cable is. I have to find a good place where I have the river flowing, but I need also some foreground objects like rocks. I have this foreground mossy old, probably dead tree, and I have this beautiful green moss right there, and the slider is set to capture the water moving, and the focus is on the mossy tree. So let's fire it up. I have the LP E6 battery, and as soon as you put the battery, the slider will switch on. You can hear the sound that it makes, that says to us that the slider is on. And now on my phone I can open the Edelkrone app. It's searching for devices. You see it found it, SliderONE V3, and I can select and connect. And let's put this screen aside because it can interfere with the shutter cable. First, I'm gonna set my poses. I can slide first to the right, and I want this to be my pose 1, and I am sliding to the right to the end, and here is my pose 2. And now I'm going to time-lapse mode. My trigger is 4 seconds, and I am on a 4 seconds, and this have to be slightly longer than my shutter time, so I'm gonna set it to 5 seconds trigger. On a 30-minute shoots, the interval between shoots for 240 frames will be 7.5 seconds. So I can lower the overall time of taking pictures to probably 25 minutes. And you can see now the interval is 6.25 seconds. let's say it's gonna be 24 minutes, and now it's exactly 6 seconds interval. But I want to go to advanced mode and set the speeds or the interval of taking pictures. So first the water will be moving really fast, and then it's gonna be slowed down, or probably I want to do the opposite. First it's gonna be down, and at the same time the slider will be moving fast. You can see I can adjust the speed of the slider here, and then it's going to really slow down. And I'm doing the opposite curve on the other side, where I'm taking the pictures. So these are mirrored curves. I'm gonna do it from pose 1 to pose 2. And now when I hit start, the slider is moving from the start, from the pose 1, and it triggers to take a picture. And that's it. Just wait for the time lapse to finish. Probably these functions can be more exaggerated when you're shooting big landscape time lapses like this one, when you have much moving clouds and you have a good foreground object like this rock here on this rocky terrain on Vitusha Mountain, Bulgaria. If you look at me now, I am on this pose. Let me start the time lapse. I'll be shooting on a 5-second exposure at f/22, and I'll be using ISO 1000 because I am with polarizer filter and ND 1000. All right, from pose 1 to pose 2, I think I'm ready. Hit start. And now it's on and going. I can also close the Edelkrone app on my phone because all the settings are sent to the slider and it's already programmed to do this motion and this triggering.